Hey, welcome back to Emergency Athlete. So, we had a user request to put on the website some photos of deadlifting, start position, middle and end. And I thought, well, we can do better than that. So we're just going to do a quick how-to on the deadlift. We've spoken in loads of articles about how good an exercise we think this is. It ideally reproduces what you're doing at work in that you're pulling a dead weight from the floor and moving it wherever you may be going. Before I show you the lift, the one thing I do want to talk about is footwear, bizarrely enough. So for deadlifting, we're going to be lifting quite a heavy weight. And if you have a shoe such as this, which is your typical running shoe, you've got quite a lot of padding in the heel and quite a big rise from toe to heel. As soon as you start lifting 80, 100, 120 kilos in this, all this foam is going to start to squish down and it makes it a less stable base. This is a Reebok Nano. These were designed for CrossFit. The lift between toe and heel is only a couple of millimeters, and there's less foam in the heel, so these are slightly better, and these were designed for a mixture of kind of conditioning and lifting exercises in one workout. Your third option, kind of weightlifting shoe. It's a very solid base, no giving it at all, but it does lift the heel. It's great for squatting, not necessarily ideal for deadlifting. Most power lifters, what they'll be using, they're the guys that deadlift a lot. They use things like Converse, Chuck Taylors, very thin soles, not very compressible at all, give them a good base. And your final option, which is what I'll be doing today, is barefoot. No give, good feel through the floor, and you'll be able to tell what you're doing. We're going to look at two different deadlifts, the standard sort of wider grip and the sumo grip, which is great if you have mobility issues. The only thing I want to talk about is grip. Now you can go double overhand, and that's fine, but what you'll find is that as your hands get tired, as your forearms wear out, the hands will start to open up. As they open up, the bar wants to roll out of them and you lose the bar. It's a lot harder to hold on to. So what we do instead quite often with a deadlift is go one over, one under, and in that way, even if one grip starts to open up, the bar can't roll out of it because it would be rolling against the other hand. So over under is good for a deadlift, or you could use wrist straps if you want to get it really tight. So our setup then from the front, or as close to the front as we can get it in this space. Feet shoulder width apart, I'm going to go over under. Knees stay over my toes. I'm going to squat down, keep that good braced neutral spine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the bar from the floor and drive my hips into the bar as I extend up. So from here, finish nice and upright. Nice and fast, recruit all those muscle fibres by giving it an explosive pull. And then all we do to lower it is, as you're doing a squat, rather than bending forward, what we're going to do is push the hips back, and that will enable us to squat down into position. If I roll the bar around, we lose sight of it a little bit, but you'll get to see the back shape as I go down. So my starting position here, nice neutral spine rather than allow it to bend. From there, once again, over under grip, deep breath, brace your spine, drive the hips into the bar and back down. Now, if you have mobility issues, if you're finding that you're having trouble reaching your hands outside your knees and stopping your spine from rounding, what we can do is what's called a sumo deadlift. Slightly wider stance, you can go over under grip or whatever you fancy, but this time the hands will come between the legs and it just requires less mobility. From here, keep your neutral spine as you did before, but down, take the bar, drive the hips into it, and down we go. Try not to hit the punch bag. Once again, more from the side, wider stance, narrow grip, take the weight of the bar, brace it before you lift, drive the hips in, and back down. So there you go, standard and sumo deadlift. Hope that's been helpful. See you next time.